Welcome to the Bro Force Squad. You asked for it, we're giving it to you. We got our golf crew here, and Jeff Hornacek doing the 1980 comedy classic, Caddyshack. We got our movies paused at roughly the 15-second mark. We all kind of got it a different way, illegally and otherwise. And Orion Pictures release is fully up on the screen, so while you get there, let's go around the threesome and meet the bros. First, as I said, Jeff Hornacek on it. What's up, Jeff?
How come I have to ride in my own cart, you guys get to ride together?
It's a COVID-19 thing, I don't know.
But you're in the cart together, I don't understand.
Sanitation.
Take it up with the governor. I don't have anything to do with that, because we elect governors as health officials. So, and to my right in the cart is the American hero, Nate Thurman. Now, Nate, we did do Tin Cup together, which check that out, but is this your favorite golf movie or Tin Cup, or are you a Happy Gilmore
guy? So between this one and Tin Cup, I'm more of a Tin Cup guy. Obviously, this one has its place in golf movie lore, but also grew up a lot on Happy Gilmore too. So this one might be third place, but out of those three, it's a tough competition.
Wow.
I
Nate Thurman's third place golf movie. If that doesn't get you jacked to watch this, I don't know what will. All right, and Orion's Pictures release, that didn't go as I thought. As Orion Pictures release, fully up, 15 seconds, we're pressing play in 3, 2, 1, Caddyshack. This and Tin Cup to me is a toss-up. I don't consider Happy Gilmore a golf movie because it's not realistic at all, but Tin Cup could actually happen, and this does happen at country clubs all the time.
Another great 80s comedy directed by Harold Ramis, rest in peace. That dude ran the fucking 80s.
So we, of course, will have fun facts a lot of the time, but
I got some for us.
In 1980, I mean, I didn't even look this up, I just know it, but this is like Chevy Chase's, one of his first movies coming out of Saturday Night Live, him and Bill Murray, who actually hated each other and I believe still do.
Yeah, and one of the this might be one of my fun facts later, so if it's redundant, I will delete it. As the gopher tries to take all the pussy from us here. But Harold Ramis actually said on set for this movie, they were very professional, and they were fine.
Okay.
Yeah, it's kind of...
Go ahead, Thurman.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy to think about. Like, this is one of Chevy Chase's first movies, but like he was a young up-and-comer, and like back then, he was like seen as like a sex symbol among women. He was a good-looking, athletic, skinny guy. But it's funny because us growing up, we saw like the vacation movies and knew him that way, and like I never thought of him that way.
Right, we think of him as like the quirky, square dad.
Exactly. Yeah.
Not the dude who's just rounding up chicks. So this is nothing says 80s more than 16 people sleeping in one bedroom.
Do you think, and this started also the career of the great Kenny Loggins, because after this he did Footloose, and then he did Highway to the Danger Zone and Top Gun. So that is like three. You're basically the soundtrack to Caddyshack, Footloose, and Top Gun. You rule the 80s.
Well, that'll actually lead me into my first fun fact perfectly. So Harold Ramis, the director, wanted Pink Floyd to write the music for the film, but he couldn't get them. And then after an audition, Kenny Loggins came up with the famous theme song for the film, I'm All Right, and played it for producers and got the job. Johnny Mandel, who wrote the film's musical score, was also hired right afterwards. So this was, like you said, the beginning of Kenny Loggins. Cheerios has not changed their box much in 30 years.
No.
40 years, excuse me.
They're like the Raiders logo. If it's broke, don't fix it, I guess, even though they haven't won for a while.
If it's broke, don't fix it.
Yeah, just let that thing run into the ground. It's fine.
Yeah. I'll just say, man, I don't think Pink Floyd would have been good. They're too, like, chill. Like, they need, like, more kind of a poppy 80s, kind of like... I think they, did it really well. I would think, maybe Robert Palmer would be another good person. I don't think he was big till like the late 80s, but
usually with these movies, the guy that ends up doing it, you're like, that's probably the best choice for it.
So if they redid this movie, would this be an Indian family right now, since there's like 10 people living in a one bed?
I'll leave that opinion to you.
I'm asking. I don't think that's true. I was asking the question.
I just want to bring it up.
Yeah, I just say things that aren't my point of view. I'll tell you this, no one's riding their fucking bike to work these days. And if he is, a bunch of people are yelling at him, bitch!
I went on a nice bike ride today. Not to work, obviously, but...
Good, man. Keep that alive.
Yeah, we're not sure when we're dropping this, but we are... The Broforce Squad is quarantining right now in our homes. Hope to God when we drop this, it's over.
Yeah. Every time I see Johnny Mandel, I'm thinking Johnny Manziel, and him at this golf club in the 80s would have been a whole nother bag of worms.
A lot of our golfing right now involves walking, which usually is in my repertoire, so I had to get the old carry bag down from the attic.
So this movie really... Because golf really wasn't cool until, for our generation, until Tiger kind of started playing.
Yeah.
I was like, wow, an athlete's playing. But this movie, I mean, golf wasn't really big in the 80s, unless you were just really, really rich. Obviously, you see horse riding right there. But this kind of made it cool and made it kind of, the everyman's like, oh, yeah, man, we could gamble and play golf. That'd be fun. It's just not a rich guy's sport.
Well, what Caddyshack does such a cool job of making golf, it doesn't necessarily make it seem accessible because, again, the whole point of the movie is it's like an elitist guy who he's trying to earn approval from. But all the culture surrounding it seemed really like something you wanted to be a part of. Like whether it was being the actual caddy or even like Rodney Dangerfield and his friends, like just sitting at a dinner table with those guys would be entertaining.
This is why I wanted to do this movie too. Thurman, you played this course, right?
No, I was going to bring that up. It was close. We took a golf trip last year to Jacksonville, and the course where this was shot is near that area, but we didn't play that one.
I'm guessing it's a private course, right? Like, could you even get on if you wanted, or is the wait like 11 years?
No, I think it's open to the public. It's near
Jacksonville.
Yeah, it's near Jacksonville. I think it's in near Fort Lauderdale too.
Ugh, back when college used to cost $8,000 a year.
$8,000 a year.
That's like one of my gen eds was like that for 2 hours.
Well, fuck, your books were $10,000.
Yes. But don't worry, because you could sell them back for $45.
Yeah, that's true.
At the end of the semester. And then they turn around and sell them again the next semester for the same $8,000. What a fucking racket that was.
Yeah, this kind of introduces the whole culture, which is now very popular among some people, doing drugs and playing golf. So,
you do drugs, Danny? Every day.
Every day.
I might as well fucking blindfold myself if I'm trying to pitch this on from 180 yards because it's not going to matter. How much do you think Wilson paid for this?
They were like the tailor-made back then, I think.
Oh, for sure.
And probably
even like Spalding was huge.
Yep.
I have a Wilson towel on my bag, so that football the shot that he hit did not have that much loft to it. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, that's one of the things that's kind of nitpicky that I look at sometimes. Like, that had such low of a launch angle, it would not land like that.
He skull fucked that ball.
He trapped it. Put it back in the stance.
Put it back in the stance, hit down, trap it, get some spin on it.
So this actor, the only thing else he's in Roseanne, the TV show.
Like in a big role?
He dated Jackie. I think that's her sister's name. I only know that because my mom always watched Roseanne. And then he's in a couple movies, like as the 5th or 8th Bill, somewhere in there.
That's more realistic.
But I love him in this. He's like one of my favorite characters just because, I mean, without the comedy, but he has the most layers to him because he doesn't know what the fuck he wants to do. He's just working at a Caddyshack trying to make some bucks and stuff. That would be an awesome summer job, by the way.
Oh, hell yeah. Well, the thing I wonder, obviously Harold Ramis and Chevy Chase and all these guys were somewhat recognizable comedic names. But do you guys know, was this a film that like right when it came out was huge, or did it take a few years for it to kind of sit on the palette of the cultural zeitgeist for people to be like, okay, that movie's pretty fucking funny?
I think it came out pretty hot out of the cannon, especially with having Rodney Dangerfield in it.
Yeah, I asked my dad and my uncles, and they were like, yeah, man, Caddyshack was huge because that was when Saturday Night Live was, like, new.
Is this a National Lampoon movie? That's probably a stupid question.
Yeah, it is.
It is?
National Lampoon, right?
I believe so.
Well,
I mean, it has
it's not
all
called
their.
National Lampoon's Caddyshack, so
But that's what I'm saying. This might have been so early that name didn't even carry any weight to where they'd be like,
yeah.
why would you put that in the title?
I mean, it has that type of. I don't know. Harold Ramis isn't part of National Lampoon's, though. I don't think.
Let me look at. I'm gonna check out the movie poster for it.
This is a great. See.
So Bill Murray
Green
apparently.
so you can hide.
Bill Murray based Carl off of a character he used to do on Second City, the improv troupe that he got his start in.
It's good to look back at movies like this and realize that even back then, masturbation jokes were still funny.
And
They
if you're a
stand the
big
test
golf
of
fan,
time.
If you're like a huge golf fan, like this movie basically punched his ticket to play at the Pebble Beach Pro-Am every fucking year because Bill Murray's there every single year playing at the Pebble Beach Pro-Am.
Yeah, he's a little Tommy Two Gloves there.
Yep.
Always doubling up.
This Scottish guy is just. We need to kill all the golfers. Won't that be bad for membership? I will say this: his voice. I mean, I could have kind of done without, but his character's still pretty funny.
My parents, they said, I think it was 2 years after this, went to Vegas and saw Rodney Dangerfield live stand up and said it was fucking great.
His stand-up is incredible. I was telling Nate this pre-pod. I was just spot checking my version of the video of this that I'm watching, and it was the scene where he's like just holding court at the dinner table, and I was like, how much coke was he on set during this?
So to kind of put it in perspective for some of our younger viewers, so Dangerfield was a huge name to get because I've watched the behind the scenes of Caddyshack. So that was I don't know if you're doing like Old School or something. That was like the Vince Vaughn. And then Chevy Chase and Bill Murray were kind of like the Will Ferrells. Like, dude, I've seen you on Saturday Night Live. We've never really seen you in movies, and that was their start. But Dangerfield was a huge fucking catch for this movie.
Yeah. Bill Murray was still on SNL, and then Chevy had just left, right?
Yeah, Chevy was only there for like a year. And everyone there hates him, apparently. They said, like, he's like must be the biggest dick ever. Because
I've only heard bad stories about him.
Every time I read something, it's never like, you know, Brad Pitt, where it's like, dude, it's like he's like the nicest, humblest guy ever. I've never read that story about Chevy Chase.
Dalai Lama's game does play long, if I've heard correctly.
Yeah, I think there was a instance on a local sports radio show that we'll listen to sometimes here in the area. I think Chevy Chase, they had him on as a guest one time, and they confirmed, he was a dick during the interview.
Like a huge prick.
Like on air, they were like, "You're an asshole," or afterwards, they were just like, "Yeah."
Like afterwards, yeah. There's just some awkward interactions.
Sometimes, like when I'm drunk, I just think of like weird people, like, you know, Jesus. He's not really a weird person, but like, you know, old school, like Mother Teresa, and just think what their handicap was when I'm really drunk.
This
Mother Teresa just seems like she could get up and down from anywhere, but she's, you know, not very far off the tee.
She's not long, but she's straight off the tee, yeah.
Yeah. That old man golf.
So I'd say Tin Cup in this movie have some of the best one-liners, because anytime, like, I hit a bad shot, I always say, "Good golly, I'm hot today," like this fucking old dude. This is a great scene.
Mr. Havercamp's lined up all wrong.
Mr. Havercamp, yeah, he's like if you've ever seen really old people play golf, which honestly, I mean, I'm gonna play golf till the day I die, but they're just out there having fun. Hopefully they're hit it. Hopefully their back doesn't get thrown out.
She actually thought she could clear that water. I love it.
With an iron, like what the hell?
Yeah, you better tee that up.
Jesus.
Oh man.
We got Ralph Macchio here.
He wishes.
Yeah. I wonder if they called Ralph Macchio for this role. When does Karate Kid come out? Like a few years after this?
84.
Mid 80s.
It's like the RC Cola Ralph Macchio.
Yeah.
Now here you got to be real specific when you order Coke.
This is the Carnation Ralph Macchio.
Yeah, the instant milk version of Ralph Macchio.
50 cents for a Coca-Cola. You're paying $1.25 now for water.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. It's disgusting. Oh yeah, you'll show him punch the fucking cage in front of my face.
He's got a glove on. It didn't hurt. It's fine.
Is that more stupid than punching someone with a helmet on in football?
Yes.
Yeah, that's like an all-time dumb fucking thing to do too.
This is a Murray too. I don't know if you guys know that. This is Bill's brother.
Where?
That just walked in.
Really?
Yeah.
I know he had a golf show on Comedy Central with his brothers for a little while.
Yeah, and he was one of them. There's like I think four Murray brothers, and he, goddamn Jeff, he's in a ton of movies.
Yeah, one of them is the mayor.
That's what I was about to ask. Because last time I watched
he's really, really young here.
Last time I watched this about a year ago, I was like, he looks familiar, and I started looking up, and now I can't remember what he was in.
What are these, gumballs?
Oh yeah.
Oh wow, his brother's young. Yeah, that's the one in Groundhog Day. Also.
Yeah, Brian Doyle Murray.
About 100 pounds lighter right here. At least.
Oh yeah, he's the boss in Christmas Vacation.
And I think he's in Scrooged also, but I could be wrong.
He's in the first Vacation, yes. He's in Scrooge. He's in Wayne's World. He's in Ghostbusters 2. He's in Frosty Returns.
Of course, yeah. Wait, Frosty Returns? We needed a sequel to that?
I feel like there's something else that I recognize him from. I can't.
17 again. He's the janitor.
All right, well, beggars can't be choosers, guy. We got to pay rent somehow.
He's in Bedazzled. Speaking of masturbating, I've masturbated that movie a couple times.
We were speaking of masturbating?
Not that. Thurman was a little bit ago. It was part of the movie.
Yeah. It was the ball cleaning joke.
16 Candles. That could be a good movie commentary, too.
Be a great movie commentary.
Yeah, he's aged a little bit, but who hasn't, right?
I haven't. Drink vampire blood. I was 16.
I love that, too, where he said, if you want to get replaced by golf carts. So golf carts are just becoming a thing.
I forgot that was like a plot element, too.
Yeah, which is kind of cool. They're like, hey, man, if we get golf carts, they'll pay their salary in, like a year. And we don't have to pay these guys, and they won't tip them. But there's a lot of clubs around the United States, like the really nice ones, that you can actually pay for caddies, and they actually know a lot about the course.
Yeah, there's a ton of courses that I'll read about and say, like, some popular courses, like, if you do go here, get a caddy, because they know the course like the back of their hand. They'll help you read greens. They know how the ball is going to play off certain hills on the course and all that kind of stuff.
Well, and also not to be too hippie-ish on you, but if I'm paying like $150 for a course on vacation, I love to walk it just so I can look at the surroundings. Because obviously you're playing, if you're in Vegas or by an ocean or a bunch of mountains, you can walk to your ball. You just kind of enjoy it for longer.
Plus, like, if you're, I don't know, one of these older guys, Mr. Haversmith or whatever his fuck his name was, like, you probably want the company,
Mr.
right?
Haverkamp.
Yeah, there we go. It was one off. He could use the, companionship. Because let's be honest, his wife has been, her mind hasn't been there for the past half decade.
Chevy Chase to me looks like Ryan Reynolds, just like without abs here. And he kind of has the same facial expressions and everything.
Yeah, kind of like a sarcastic asshole, too.
Yeah.
I get it. But likable.
Is there even a punchline to that joke?
Ask some of the people that are around 60 right now, and if you tell them that Chevy Chase is an asshole, they'll get pissed because like that is like their fucking guy.
Well, yeah. Sorry,
everyone that grew up wanted to be Chevy Chase. They wanted to be him from Fletch or wanted to be him in this movie.
Here's the man. His outfits in this are just utterly ridiculous.
So they said when Rodney Dangerfield, because he's not really an actor, he's more of a stand-up comedian, like
Absolutely.
Dane Cook or something like that when they kind of made their movie debut. But they said once he came to set, it was just the Rodney Dangerfield show, and pretty much they said about 70-80% of the shit was just not in the script. you can't write. You can't write for some of this is funny. I'll try to remember it, and then he just went.
Anything he says is probably going to be better than what you wrote. Plus, you don't bring a guy like him in who, like you said, is not specifically an actor, and then tell him not to riff. I actually have a fun fact about the environment on set. All right, This is all according to IMDb, so if you disagree with this or it's wrong, get mad at them. But the rowdy improvisational atmosphere during the shoot created by Harold Ramis, Bill Murray, Chevy Chase, and Rodney Dangerfield did not sit well with all the members of the cast. Ted Knight, widely regarded as a very nice man, got fed up with the constant shenanigans. Initially, Murray, Chase, and Dangerfield's roles were to be cameo appearances, but their deft improvising kept their roles to be expanded, much to the chagrin of Scott Colomby, I'm not sure who that is, some of the other cast members whose roles were reduced as a result.
Wow, that's pretty crazy.
It's like, well, what do you want? You want to be in the movie more than those three guys? Like, no.
So on kind of the behind the movie, Ted Knight, they said, is really not a bad guy, but really kind of like, I don't know if anal's the right word.
He's a
but
pro,
he goes
right?
over scripts and stuff, and him and Dangerfield clash so much because Dangerfield's like, I'm not going to rehearse with you. I'm not going to go over the script. I just do, basically.
Yeah. I get that. I can see why for both of them that would be frustrating. This chick isn't even just 80s hot. She's just hot.
Yeah, she's just hot. And, like, she's not wearing a bra here. Like, I didn't even know boobs did that.
No.
Is this Sarah Holcomb or Cindy Morgan, the actress?
And
Is this
Cindy Morgan, I think. And I think she's still kind of hot for, I bet she's probably sick. Well, it's the 80s.
Yeah, her picture on IMDb, I don't know how old it is, but she still got it. Apparently the scene coming up, I guess it's like halfway through the movie, where Chevy Chase puts the massage oil on her, that part was improvised, and she was made really uncomfortable by it because she didn't. So her like reaction is pretty genuine, they said.
Well,
yeah, her nips are popping right now.
Well, it's the 80s, Jeff, so Me Too is not going to happen for a while, so she better just get comfortable.
Better just lock in. I hate to be stereotypical, but this Asian guy, how many times do Asians have a camera around their neck? It's very, very common.
I love how he still has the tag on his hat. Like, he just hasn't taken it off yet, the price tag. It's awesome.
Like, well, I'm not pot committed to this thing. We might bring it back to the gift shop.
Schmel's setup is just calling for a big fade, too.
Oh, yeah, he's going to come over the top on that for sure.
I love how the order that he corrected him in. Gambling is illegal, number one, and I never slice.
I never slice.
One of the things I love, and just watching him doing his over-the-top, ridiculous pre-shot routine, that's one of the things I love about golf, and just seeing everyone's pre-shot routine and how it differs, and weird little ticks and quirks that everyone has, and like things you probably don't even notice about yourself when you set up.
It's like a batting stance. No one's is
sure.
like exactly alike.
And then there's like, even like looking at the pros, like their trigger, which is cool.
Yeah.
Like Jordan Spieth, he like does something weird with like his thumb. He like puts it over. He like lifts it up and puts it over once he's about to swing every time.
This guy in the background, that's me right
fucking
there.
Matthew Wolf. Yeah, that's.
I'm gonna fucking dig up this
Jeff
whole...
and Banner in the background. Banner's gonna comment on this and say, "I'm actually good."
Well, see, he's getting under it. I would top the fuck out of the ball. So
damn it, shit.
He's like, I'll just stand right in front of you because it's the safest place to be.
Whoever that guy is hitting the ball, it's actually pretty impressive that he's hitting it like 5 yards consistently.
He's doing like a bunker swing or something. I don't know.
He's got to get under it. You don't want to top it. Keep your head down.
That hurt like a son of a bitch. Has anyone been hit with a golf ball?
I don't think I have, actually.
I haven't, but
I mean, everyone's, yeah. If you play enough, you've been close, but I never have. And if you're a member of a country club, not like a rich one, there's a bunch of these type of guys like Dangerfield. They're just fun. They just want to play golf and drink and gamble.
Oh, well, we have a buddy who's a member at a local club around here who's the same way, Mr. Ben Hogan.
He's the guy that the other guys at the club are like, God damn it, he's here.
So back in the 80s, they're like, what the hell? He's playing music and golf. Now everyone has a fucking speaker. Like,
oh, for sure.
Yeah, dude, if you don't have Spotify, like, pop hits of the 90s playing while you're in the car, are you even golfing? Pity party. Yeah, I guess bras weren't allowed on the course.
Yeah. Was this COVID-19 rules too? Like, no bras and don't touch the pin. Why is the first rule don't touch the pin? Because of germs? No, the other one.
He's like, I got a plan. This is how we should have fought the Viet Cong.
Starts having flashbacks of Charlie.
Being a greenskeeper, I think, just as an avid golfer, would be the worst job in the fucking world.
Oh, it's got to be a beating.
Especially at a country club, because the members know you, so they'll go up and be like, hey, you need to slow down the greens, or you need to, don't grow up the grass over there, that's where I hit it. He's like, but it's not the fairway. It'd be, like, I was a member at a really small country club where I first started playing golf back in my small hometown, and people would bitch all the time about the stupidest stuff, and I'm like, yeah, the greens are slow or they're fast, like, just know that. I don't know what
Shouldn't
to tell you.
you adjust to the course, not the other way around?
No, Jeff, God, you just don't get it, Jeff.
Read a book.
This is awesome. The Gopher is like by Harold Ramis, a calculated risk. Now this is fucking cool.
It's so great though that they got the Gopher. He's got draft beer in there. How the hell?
For Italians, this is skilled labor.
Just got a pony keg in the bottom of his bag.
Like, God damn.
Never hurt anybody.
That was white belts were actually kind of in style in the set. This was 1980, but then I don't know when they went out of style, and then they came back in style. What, about 2005, 6?
Yeah, around that time. Yeah, until about 2010.
Not everybody can pull them off for sure, but yeah, those who do it well.
I still wear a white belt when I golf. Like if my colors are light.
I haven't pulled the trigger on one of those yet. I'm afraid.
What color is your belts? Brown?
Brown or black.
Wow.
That's a personal question, man.
That's very Adam Scott of you, but
yeah. I wish I had Adam Scott's swing.
Everyone does. I actually got to see him when he came to town, and I was probably 10 feet away from him on 5 tee shots, and it's the most beautiful thing I've ever fucking seen.
I cried a little.
I would rather masturbate to that than the hottest chick in the world. He's got the most gorgeous swing I've ever fucking seen.
Does he have boxing gloves for his club covers?
Yeah, and that's a thing that basically TaylorMade made famous when the M1 came out.
Guys, I know it's a different time, but cheeseburgers are only $1.75 here at the grill.
Go to the Masters, I think that's still it.
They're that much? That's it?
They keep the same prices. They never go up.
Wow.
You got to sell off your kid to go, but then once you're in there,
right. I guess at that point they don't need to charge you for food. They're like, we already got your fucking child's college tuition.
They've raped you enough. They'll buy you some cheap dinner.
So is this? Because I can't quite remember. Are they banging, or is this like a serious thing, or is he like, hey, until I can afford to go to college?
It's kind of like you and your wife, Jeff. It's nothing like too serious. You just have some fun.
Yeah, it's exactly like us.
This is a great scene. Put me down for a 5, and the caddy's like, nah, 9. I love that.
Well, the way he even says it, he knows he didn't get a 5. He's
like,
just
dude, there's no way.
And then you get the crowd on the 18th green. We've all been here, am I right?
Those putts suck, especially on 18. And it's usually for money.
God damn it!
It's fucking.
We've all been here.
Just tugged it a little. Now Nate Thurman does this at least once around.
Oh, for sure. I try and throw it.
You'll do it though when you're over a 10-foot birdie putt though. Like you just always wing your club to the cart. I mean.
Oh yeah, I'll do it when I'm not even mad. I just want to get it close to the cart so I don't forget it. So I'll put it in between the pin and the cart.
I goes, I noticed your grips were worn. I should have mentioned it. Like, yeah, you should have.
Those things can slide off sometimes. Now in the rain they can. Like I've thrown a driver about 100 yards.
Yeah, that's happening.
It looks like it's about an 85-degree day there.
Well, if you don't have your gloves on when you're putting, the perspiration buildup can be the same.
Well, actually, I played in Florida. It's fucking humid. You could lose a club.
That
was definitely tough.
Well, it's funny you mentioned that, playing in Florida, because when we went last year, going back to club throwing, I threw one and it got caught in a palm tree, and those things are thick.
That's awesome.
I finally got it down, luckily, but it took about 5 minutes.
Remember the time you were pissed off about a shot, and then 3 holes later you broke a club because of it? I think we were talking about that on a pod once.
I think it's important for people to know at home, though. The shot that Nate would throw his club for would be like my best shot of the round.
But you had the Scotty Cameron, and we're like, dude, not the Scotty, and you took a wedge out of your bag. Like, it was like 10 minutes later. I'm like, okay, he's probably over.
It's like, I brought this just to throw.
Like,
no, yeah, that happens
no
sometimes. I'm not going to throw my putter.
Yeah, I mean, that's the best. Yeah, and your putter and your driver should be your most expensive clubs in the bag.
Yeah.
You know what you're doing.
As much as I really don't want to replace irons, I'd much rather replace an iron than a driver or putter.
$58 PGA Superstore, shaft and grip. I've been there.
Yeah, there's a pretty good used golf club place that I picked one up from recently.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
The guy's like, do you want us to fit it? You're like, well, this is actually the one that I'm just going to put in my bag to throw.
That's the walk of shame, though. So I've broken a club from the shaft. Like, I've hit the ground and it just busted because I compressed it. But when you break it right in the center of the shaft, they know that you did it, like, because you're pissed. Yeah. That's the walk of shame walking in the PGA Superstore. Like, hey, can you fix this?
Yeah, because no one hits the club. It's like 4 inches above the club head. No, I was really trying to take a divot.
Yeah, the one I replaced recently wasn't because I broke it. It's because I lost one.
So this is the scene where Dangerfield is just holding court at the table.
Yeah.
I think she needs some more butter. So this is at the course, or is this just a different restaurant?
No, this is at the country club.
So if you're a caddy, you also have to work in the kitchen, or is he just trying to make a little extra cash?
I mean, basically, he's probably like, hey, well, this is probably a big members thing. So country clubs, man, like they usually have, like real ones have pools, which we'll get to that scene, tennis courts. This one has
the pool
like
scene is
horses,
iconic.
He plays on both sides of the ball.
Members, they have like, dinners and stuff at night.
Dangerfield has a line when he gets up here in a second to this old guy that's like such an all-time burn. Do you remember it, Matt?
Yeah, well, I mean, even this, he's like, go put on some weight, really. They're like, come on, get out of here.
Nate, I got a 2X's, one of your favorites.
Ooh, lovely.
Is it the one where the morgue's that way? Is it that?
He's
one?
like, hey,
I say this.
Graveyard right here. Graveyard's 2 blocks to the left.
I say this all the fucking time when I like shit my pants. I look at my wife like, someone step on a duck.
Oh yeah, that's a classic line.
The butcher, there's like, he has killed someone before.
He's gonna go kill him.
Captain Hook. God.
Is he from Brooklyn? I'm gonna look this up because
he must have been something before electricity. Oh my God. It's a great fucking line.
Hey doll, you live alone? Gonna come over.
Oh, so this is the line. Now I know why tigers eat their young. That's from.
Yeah.
I couldn't remember exactly. Like right there, dude. That was basically just like he just roasted everyone in the restaurant.
Just right down.
He just walked out. He's like, line up. I'm gonna knock you down.
And you're gonna love
Queens. Rodney Dangerfield's from Queens.
I could see it.
He's got that accent.
Yeah. One of, if not the most like distinctive voices in Hollywood history, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Like Chris Walken's probably up there. Fran Drescher, definitely.
Well, Rob Williams did an impression of him in Aladdin.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
When did Dangerfield die? My dad was a huge Dangerfield guy.
I was just thinking about that. I don't know.
I'm on it.
Because what was the movie where he goes back to college?
I think it's called Back to College.
It is? Okay, I love that movie too.
October 5th, 2004. My God, that was a long time ago.
Damn.
And Back to College isn't that good. He was 82, which I guess, I mean, he's
Back
old
to College.
He's probably
it's not that good. I thought it was like hilarious.
Maybe. I guess I'd have to rewatch it.
I don't know. I can't really defend it. I haven't seen it in so long.
A little tongue action from Chevy.
It's hard to. I don't know who brought it up. I think it was Nate. But it's hard to fathom, even in his prime, that he was a sex symbol. Because I think of like
good looking here. He's got all his hair.
Right, but like, let's compare him to Burt Reynolds at the time, like.
Yeah.
Joe Namath, you know. They don't
Joe
look at all.
Namath got every pussy. Remember when he like sexually molested Susie Colbert?
He was hammered drunk.
It was like 3. It was only like 3 years ago, I think.
And she's such a pro though. She was just like, she handled that like a champ. I would have beat the fuck out of him. Hey
Sabu, can you make a bull shot? He's like, well, why don't you get yourself a real haircut, okay? Just tip it everyone.
So is this the same chick who was the caddy, or is this a new woman?
She was the one that was walking with Judge Schmelz. It's Judge Schmelz's niece.
Got it. Oh, well, that complicates things, doesn't it? I guess bras were illegal in 1980.
They were frowned upon, like masturbating on planes.
Great reference.
Yeah.
They weren't as
they
weren't as aerodynamic and like used. Like, they weren't as good as they are now. I don't like the pointy bras too. I don't know when the cones ones kind of came out. I was more a fan of those.
Yeah, this is kind of around the Madonna time, so that might have been.
Yeah, she's the one who brought out the like Viking horn tit protector.
Now, I'm by no means a bra expert. I'm more of an expert at what's underneath them. But I think during the 80s, they're kind of. I don't think they were like that great. They weren't that supportive. I feel like they were just cloth.
They were almost like armor, really.
Yeah. They didn't have the support of the modern day bras.
Always good when we get into bra talk on the Bro.
Yeah, I'm sure if there are any women listening, they're probably like.
They're like, well, now we definitely need to X out. They're talking about female undergarments. This guy's had a rough day. Let's just put it that way.
No tie. Well, his tie stuffed into his pocket.
Ew! What is that?
It looked like, I think it was a cigarette.
The white tux, though, I mean, that's the white suit coat, that's a good look.
Yeah, that's a good look. LeBron pulled it off in 2003 at the draft.
That's right. I don't think he threw up as much afterwards, but I could be wrong.
Some, not as much, though.
Right.
So I only know 2 people named Spalding. One is this guy, and the other one is like Jerry Jones' grandson. Like, why would you name him after?
That's just super pretentious. Like, God, what is
suit?
Is Dangerfield's guy's a real estate developer, right? He was talking about that at dinner.
Yeah. And Mr. Wang, I think, was a client prospect, something like that.
Wang was the dude with the tag still on his hat.
Yeah, the agent. Yeah.
That's a classic line too. You want to make $14 the hard way. That's so good.
Oh my god.
One thing about this, I'm realizing how many things that are just in like the common pop culture vernacular are actually from him in this movie that I forgot about.
Well, and what's great is him and Ted Knight just generally didn't really like each other, which made it almost better. It's Dr. Beeper. I think no, not yet. My favorite scene, I'll tell you when is my favorite scene.
I mean, we can't really count the pool scene, right?
My favorite scene has nothing to do with like really any of the main people. I guess Bill Murray's.
Bill Murray hitting the plants is a good one. No.
My favorite scene happens right after that. Man overboard.
This is so uncomfortable, but I love it.
It's just like so old. Bark like a dog. It's fucking great. I do this every time I piss on the golf course too. I think that I'm like looking at a shot. There's 2 things that rules don't apply. And when you go to a huge concert, like weed's legal in the concert, and when you go on a golf course, you can piss in public. As long as you're by a tree or something, no one cares.
No, for sure.
That's actually true? I mean, I'm going to do it anyway, but I just want to know if I have legal ground.
Mean, no one seems to matter. I mean, if I went like out of my apartment right now and pissed on a tree, my God, everyone would just uproar. But I could go literally where like people can see me, but I'm like, dude, I gotta piss. I never realized it till my wife came and golfed with me. She's like, there's no bathrooms. I'm like, yeah, I guess not. If you're a girl, like we just usually piss. Because sometimes I'm like, thank God I'm in the woods. I've had to piss the last 3 holes.
That was like your version of the Joker speech in The Dark Knight. Everybody just loses their minds.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes you just don't have an option. It's just an unwritten rule.
Right.
You have to go.
It's the hand we've been dealt.
I'm glad these hats that Chevy's wearing are out of style. Just because Bryson DeChambeau wears them does not mean they're in style.
The Peaky Blinders hat.
Yeah. That is the worst thing about I have Cobra irons, so every time I break a shaft, they're like, so are these one length? I'm like, no, and no club should ever be the same fucking length.
Yeah, Bryson, get off your own nuts and just play golf normal.
The Caddy Championship.
God, look at those trophies. 3rd place, you might as well not even fucking show up.
They get a bag of teas.
Fuck, a sleeve of top lights.
I honestly don't know the last time I bought teas. I literally just pick them up off the tee box every time.
Yeah, that's something like if you walk in and buy teas, like, is everything okay at home?
Are you scared about that now because of COVID-19?
It's really funny you mentioned that. The 2 times I've gone out in the past week and walked, I haven't picked any up off the tee box.
Yeah, I sometimes I'll use my glove hand, but I'm just like, oh, there's a good tee. I'm like, no.
Oh, I walked by like 10 or 20 good tees, and I was like, nope, not today, Satan.
You're not getting me today.
Not today, Satan.
He's got a pretty good swing for like, an actor dude. You can believe. Obviously, Tin Cup, they should have really good swings because they're professionals. But here, I mean, it's just they're just weekend golfers.
No, nice shot right on the beach. I don't want that.
Fucking cigarette hanging from his mouth while he's swinging.
That's so intimidating. Like, wow, you are so comfortable you're just going to smoke while you hit?
Fuck you.
Yeah.
You get a full shoulder turn, your shoulder might set on fire.
That's what I'm thinking. Like, whenever I swing, like, yeah, my left shoulder gets right under my chin.
Noonan. This is a classic one, too. Like, they used to do this on ESPN all the time.
Oh, I was wondering. I could never make that connection. Steve Levy says it all the time.
Yeah.
That's fucking good. See, again, this movie has just permeated pop culture in so many ways. You almost don't even. You watch the movie, you're like, what? That's from you?
There's a very popular GIF from later in the movie that I use all the time.
What is it?
I honestly don't know if I've used it in any group chats with you guys, but I'll let you know when it comes up.
So is this round of golf to determine who gets the caddy scholarship, or is there something else it's dependent on?
It's the caddy scholarship.
Yeah. I think he said whoever wins the championship gets the college. So in order to go to college, you have to, shoot 78.
Makes total sense, right?
I guess.
Is it an athletic scholarship? No, not at all, actually.
No.
But
So instead of hitting the books, you want me to work my short game? Like, yeah. Like, oh, that sounds cool, I guess. Golf polos have come a long way.
Oh, God, yeah.
Very long way.
So it's kind of funny. You'll watch, like, old replays of golf tournaments that are on right now, and, like, I don't know how those guys played and what they played in back in the day.
Well, the PGA Tour sets their schedule smartly. So they'll only go to like Florida in like February, and they'll go to Texas in like May.
Yeah.
But fuck, dude, the weekend golfer, like if you're playing in Florida or Texas or Alabama in August and it's like cotton, like how would you play in that?
I have no idea. Yeah, there's no way here in the summer we could do that.
Fuck it. I don't know if you saw that too. It said like caddies welcome for like literally 15 minutes, and then they're like, get the hell out.
Get your dick wet, have a drink, and leave.
So I mowed for the city like every summer, and I would mow around the pool, and I'd always look at the lifeguards. I'm like, God, they have the life. I wish I could be in water right now because I'm hotter than hell.
Oh yeah.
And this, Jeff, was the first time anybody like put a candy bar in the pool to make it seem like it was a shit.
Classic move now.
A little nudity.
Yeah,
God,
it just seems like
swim
such a
trunks
shit
have come a long way too.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, I was gonna ask. Was the kind of Speedo style, European style underwear popular in the 80s?
I think just for this dude, but Noonan's just wearing trunks. But you know, they're the Magic Johnson nut huggers, basically.
Yeah, he's losing circulation down there. That's not healthy.
I mean, the most unattractive thing I would think on my body is my fucking legs because they're just hairy and stuff. So the more I could cover them up, the better.
Yeah. Hairy, usually pretty white.
I guess they wouldn't be if I had shorts like that, but yeah.
Yeah.
Here comes Lacey.
Who wears high heels to a pool?
Don't. She can.
I mean,
No one's
it's
looking
not
at the
practical.
shoes.
I guess I'm not mad at it.
Do you guys think, you might have mentioned this, sorry, I was taking a piss, but do you guys think male Speedos will ever come back as, like, acceptable just lounging pool attire?
I mean, I pray every night to God to end COVID-19 and bring back male Speedos, so.
Not in that order, necessarily.
That's definitely not her. Different actress, probably a stunt double.
All right, you guys want my fact about, it's not
Yes.
that interesting, but about obviously the Baby Ruth scene, I think one of the most iconic scenes in movie history. Let's say top 20. The scene involving the Baby Ruth candy bar being thrown in the swimming pool was based on a real-life incident at Brian Doyle Murray's high school. So, Matt, the guy you were referencing earlier, apparently a kid did this as a prank at their high school, and he had the idea to put it in the film.
Which is brilliant, because everyone does those pranks now, but, I mean, back then it was, like, revolutionary. I mean, we'll see the scene here where, like, Bill Murray eats it, which is fucking great.
Is Baby
that
Ruth
bad.
is Baby Ruth still a candy bar?
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It is? Okay.
Oh, yeah.
I just never see him in like Halloween bags or anything.
It's more of a hipster candy bar. It's not mainstream, I don't think.
Is someone in pajama pants in the pool?
There were no rules when the caddies were in there.
0 fucks given.
Yeah, it does look like they're in pajama pants.
What's
Well,
up
I
with all?
think those are golf pants, but they just didn't have swim trunks.
Gotcha. Do you think the sunscreen, like only covering the nose, will ever be a popular thing again?
I don't know, and he had it on his leg too, like
I was
all
about to
over.
ask, what the hell was that about? Just on his right leg.
Why did she throw it in the pool? Did she know what she's doing here?
No, I think she's just trying to get it away from that dude.
He has diabetes. He doesn't need it. His sugar runs rampant.
Diabetes.
He told me he's starting keto tomorrow. I'm not gonna let him fucking.
That's
do it.
tomorrow.
You always want to start a diet on a Monday. That's how you know it'll stick.
That's true.
No, I'll start it on Monday.
Oh, okay.
There we go.
I forgot there were breasticles in this.
Oh yeah, the nudity though is gonna be a little better here in a second. There's a sex scene.
Oh yeah, it's coming. We got the good stuff coming.
We don't have many commentaries that feature nudity.
I know Roadhouse, I think, was the first time we saw tits on the pod.
Yeah.
And we did
Like,
not
in
handle
our
it like
lives,
professionals.
actually.
No, in our lives. I've never felt the touch of a woman. As
Banner's
of
like,
April
what are those
11th.
things? He asked for a week vacation to research. He had no clue what he saw.
He was pretty shook, yeah. I remember he couldn't edit that one just out of professional courtesy.
So if you saw this when you were in 8th grade, I wouldn't get out of the pool because I thought I would think it was a fucking joke, like a candy bar or something.
Guys, I got to tell you, I pooped in a pool as a kid, and this is true. They had to drain the whole fucking thing.
Whoa.
Yes.
Was it last summer?
Might have been 2 summers ago. I don't really think that's important.
Thurman, see that Titleist umbrella? I mean, those are still being bought today. That exact type.
That's pretty fucking cool.
I want it.
like a hazmat suit on so I could.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Carl wears a lot of hats at the golf course. He's the groundskeeper, and he's also like in charge of cleaning out the pool.
Jeff, though, I have no clue how many shits I've taken. I think I've probably taken over 1 million shits in my life. I've never taken a shit that looked like a candy bar, though.
That is true.
I don't think.
Yeah, that thing was rock solid. How bro is it to basically appropriate Japanese culture and turn your house/apartment into a dojo?
Okay, so I'm 31. I'm actually going to calculate this up. Times 365 days.
How many shits you take?
31 years times 365 days. That's 11. I've been alive 11,315 days. Does that seem right?
Yeah.
I don't know. Did you do the math right?
No.
Okay, well, that's not even close because that means I'd have to like shit like 8-10 times a day. Okay. Maybe
Well, no, but when you're a baby, dude, you're probably shitting 4 to 5 times a day, right?
No, my mom, she probably has calculated how many shits I fucking took, but I have
She's like, yeah, I got the live tally right here. You want it? How old is that box of pizza? Oh my god.
It still looks good. I love cold pizza. Like when we order pizza, I'll have 2 and then I'll just wait a couple hours because it's almost better when it's like room temperature.
This is one of the biggest gaps you and I have. We see eye to eye on a lot of things. I think cold pizza is the most disgusting thing on planet Earth.
Oh, I just had some for breakfast this past week. It was awesome.
Was it from a place that I know?
No, I made it.
Well, that's different.
So we've all been to college. You know when the girl comes to your dorm or whatever and you have nothing, so you're like, I got vodka and I got Kool-Aid, so I'm going to make her like a little drink.
It's always the weirdest things to combine.
Just a little splash of red with the Kool-Aid.
What do I have here
Just
that
give
she'll
it
just
some
get
body.
drunk and maybe just not make good decisions?
A little Jose.
Is that a lemon?
Yeah, that's
Is that
weird.
a thing?
Yeah. Could they not find limes for the set?
That is disgusting, dude.
A lemon with Jose Cuervo? I've never. That's the 80s, dude. I guess they decided limes were cooler in like 93.
I mean, my face is puckering at just the salt. I forgot he does that. Salt, lemon, and then shot. I mean, like your face would be shriveled up for weeks.
Chevy, I mean, isn't bad looking. I mean, I could see why people would think he's a sex symbol. No, he's not Burt Reynolds, but who is, right?
That's a good point.
Yeah, he's got a good set of hair on him. He's in shape.
Getting naked in a pool, always fun.
Yeah, this was the scene. Something here he improvised. I haven't seen this in a long time, but
He kind of touches her side boob, I think. It's not like I've masturbated to this recently. I'm just
it's
trying
been a couple weeks. Geiger, she's giving me kind of like a young Michelle Pfeiffer vibe here.
Yeah.
Obviously on the pod, we're huge Pfeiffer fans.
Still waiting for her to, return some emails, some fan mail, but yeah.
I think I read her internet's pretty bad, so that's probably what it is.
I mean, she's sheltering in place. What else does she have to do? She can just fucking maybe hit
Michelle, I don't want to call you a fucking liar, but this is the scenario we're in. I would never try acupuncture, I don't think. I do love olives, though.
I'm not a big olive fan, unfortunately.
Green or black?
Green or black.
I don't mind black olives. It has to be on a certain. I guess I could have it on pizza, I guess.
Which sucks because, yeah, it comes on a lot of pizzas, and I love pizza.
Comes on Supreme.
I'm trying to think what a green olive, like a food dish it's actually in. I know it's in martinis.
Which I've never drank.
Greek salads.
Mmm.
But then a lot, like, obviously, like, over in Europe and places, they'll be on, like, charcuterie boards and things like that. They'll eat them, like,
That's how I prefer them. I could just
by
eat
themselves. Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of Greek restaurants have them with the pit still in, which is kind of annoying.
Yeah.
That way.
So jet skis were not a thing right now, right? Well, I don't know. That one guy looks like he's on one.
Yeah, okay, this is a question
sure.
I have. If you're at home and you know the answer to this, please tweet at us at Bro4 Squad. So the ones where you stand up, is that still considered a jet ski? Or is that something else?
So, yeah, that was a big thing, like, in the 80s and even, like, into the mid-90s. I don't know if they have a different name, but I don't even think they're around anymore.
Is a wave runner the same as a jet ski?
I think a Wave Runner, Jet Ski, Sea-Doo, Ski-Doo, I think it's just all different names.
They all get pussy, is what matters.
Jet ski is more for people that has the Best of Toby Keith CD in their truck, I think.
Is that what it is?
I think so. And like Wave Runners are more for just like, kind of boaty type people from Point Break. Check out that movie commentary.
We need boating hats like this.
I wouldn't do the whole hat, but I like kind of the yacht look. The khaki shorts with the blue and the pink and stuff like that. That looks fine.
Yeah, it's cool.
Nothing says class more than having way more layers on than you should in a given scenario. Yeah. Like he's sweating his balls off.
I think about that all the time watching movies, especially maybe like Wedding Crashers, where they're like playing football in like sweaters and pants. And I'm like, I sweat way too much. I would be drenched.
Right. But I think that's you show that you're above the scenario. Like I'm above flag football. That's why I wear a 3-piece double-breasted suit to play the game. And it's probably why, like, John Wick, check out that movie commentary, he dresses to the nines before he goes out and kills every Russian in New York City.
It's a power move.
Jeff, so if you're 30, that's 30 years you live times 365 days in a year. Mm-hmm. So that's 10,950. So if I shit once every day, it's 10,950 shits.
Yeah.
If I shit twice, that's like 22,000. I'm not even close to 1 million shits. I don't even know if I'll get there in my life.
I don't think we will. Yeah, we'd have to get bad diarrhea for like a solid 4-year stretch too.
Well, I mean, let's.
But think about this: as a baby, and I'm sorry that the Caddyshack commentary has devolved into shit talk. This will be quick. As a baby, you probably average about 4 per day.
I just need to get over this turtle so I can get back to the movie
we need to get the kerchief market going again. I'll buy a kerchief right now.
Is that so? I was thinking about this a second ago. Is that and an ascot kind of the same thing?
That's a great question. That's a Wave Runner jet ski question. We might have to ask the females in our lives about that. I don't know the difference between an ascot and a kerchief.
I just know there's a great line in Toy Story 3 about that. That's a nice ascot.
Yeah. Is that
I already know Banner's answer to this because we have a plan. But would you guys rather have like a boat, a speedboat, a yacht, a jet ski? Like, what would you guys want?
Probably a boat. I mean, a yacht if I could, but I think a boat is more practical. Also, real quick, sorry, Nate. If a girl is reading your palm, you've already fucked her.
You're going to have sex with her.
For sure. Your dick is halfway in.
In fact, you might need to pull out if she's reading your palm already. I just think, so a yacht, like a boat like this, almost like a pontoon boat, it's just cooler. Like, if I can tow you and you can board behind me or something like that, I'd almost rather do that than, like, the big DJ Khaled party yacht, you know?
Yeah, I just want a small boat, but somewhere, like, you have, like, a bed in. Because check out our Jaws commentary whenever that drops. I don't know if it has yet, but, I mean, Banner and I talk about how, like, we just want to go shark hunting just basically to hide from our wives and our lives and stuff, but we can just sit there at sea and drink.
Yeah, I'd like a nice, medium-sized boat. Something you can pull, like, a tube or a wakeboard behind, but then also has, like, a compartment right below that you can walk down in. But nothing big, just, like, 2 people can fit down there.
That's the best of both worlds.
Yeah.
Damn, I forgot about the stunts in this. Harold Ramis, have a fucking day.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, the wake of this, he's like, fuck every rule in this lake right here.
Do you think this is Jacksonville?
No, it was actually, I was looking up earlier. It's probably near Fort Lauderdale because that's where the course is. So it's a little bit further south in Florida.
Okay.
Now it
looks like almost when they have the city in the back there, somewhere like Miami or something. But I guess, that sucks. I guess.
Sorry, Fort Lauderdale is pretty close to Miami.
I'm gonna send you a picture of this. I look like Adam Schefter because I have the movie playing on my computer, but then I got it working on my TV like an hour ago, and so now I have the same thing on 2 screens, and I've been too lazy to change it.
Brag much?
I look like I'm fucking scouting for the draft. It's like, why do you have the same thing up on 11 different screens?
An acre is great. You scratch my acre.
There's a little more nip.
This chick's a little floozy.
Jeff, I mean, they said, she's like, listen, I just don't want to have sex with you, and then you just, like, not call. Like, what? Come on.
Guys
I'd never
do that? Guys do that. That's sick. Do we need the... I mean, 14-year-old me would, of course, needed it, but the montage of the... He doesn't even look that into it, to be honest.
Is he asleep?
Lick better. I'm asleep. You can tell he already finished, and he's like, fuck, how am I going to sneak out of here?
Yeah, no shit. This is, I think, the second Broforce Squad sex scene, Roadhouse being the other one.
Really?
I think.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. Yeah, if a chick smoked right after you, that's a...
We're a family show, Thurman, okay? Even though I've talked about soaking and told you exactly what it is, but that's just to help you get right with God.
You
Why
know,
are they at Smale's house?
you got to be more informed about the Mormon faith.
See, Jeff, I know you're a virgin, but it's better when you fuck her at her house, because then you can leave.
I mean, he wouldn't even look at her boobs, Smales.
Like, come on.
It's her it's his niece.
Now, is that his guest room at least?
I would think. Well, no, because his wife's about to, unless he gets to another room, his wife's showering. I think that's their bedroom.
Wait, did she trick him into going there?
No. She
just doesn't give a fuck.
I mean, I would have risked getting caught to hook up.
Wouldn't that be their bedroom because she's in the master bath? I mean, I wouldn't think she'd be taking a shower in the, other bedroom.
Is she scrubbing with a corn cob?
That's like a sea cucumber.
It's a loofah, I think.
Sea cucumber.
I don't know. Got that fresh off the reef this morning.
It was a good day to harvest it, too. The average age of people in this house right now with the two 18-year-olds is still 94 years old.
That might be Mr. Haverkamp, I think.
It's
Maybe.
skewed.
This is
Bill
my
Murray.
favorite scene.
I thought you said it doesn't involve any of the main people.
After he does this is my
Okay.
favorite scene.
I love the stain marks like where his nipples sweat. That's been happening. No. This is
I
my
love too,
dad's.
Thurman. He's about 455 yards away. He's got about a 2-iron, I think.
It's got about a 2-iron.
No way.
450.
Which is
Into
funny.
the wind.
2-iron is kind of gone past its age now.
Jason
actually
Day
see-
used to have one.
Huh?
Jason Day used to have one.
Yeah, you still actually, I mean, you kind of do see it like with the utility irons now these days. You'll see like a 18, 17 degree.
He's got about 350 yards. I think he's got about an 8-iron, don't you think?
Yeah, something
Now-
with a little bit of loft on it.
It's in the hole here is also like an iconic line for me.
Cinderella boy.
Is this a
His
putter?
eyes, I guess. I don't know.
It's a gardening tool.
Okay, I was gonna say I was hoping it was like something that he was using for his work. Now about to become the Mathis champion.
Former groundskeeper.
Cinderella story.
I love what he said. He's got a beautiful backswing, doesn't he?
Complimenting himself.
Certainly your MS.
It looks like it's in the hole.
This is my favorite scene when the fucking preacher is saying God won't fuck up his round. Then later he's drinking and he's just like, there is no God because God fucked up the best round of his life. Which honestly, anybody that's ever played golf, like if you're shooting the best round of your life and then it just starts pouring and you can't finish, you maybe would start to think I don't know, is there a God?
Another iconic line I forgot is I think we got a little while before the heavy stuff starts coming down. Fucking frog comes out.
Like Thurman, whenever you hit a perfect putt and it basically does a U shape around the hole and goes back at you, don't you kind of question your religion?
A little bit. Yeah. How did that not go in and circle back around the other side?
If God and physics are real, how does that not fucking fall in?
Yeah. Yeah, I hate it when you'll put it and it ends up on the direct opposite side of the hole of you, right behind it. I'm like,
Yeah.
How did it get to that spot?
I don't think the heavy stuff will come down for a little while. Just get fucking pissed on.
And this is Nate Thurman to a T, because I thought I would play through some shit. He would play through a snowstorm.
Oh yeah.
And we always we got our friends that gives you shit on that. Like it would take a lot for you to stop playing golf. I don't know what it'd be.
I remember pulling you and your dad out to that scramble we played in. It was like 38 degrees and misting the whole time.
Yeah, it was
pretty
fun.
bad.
That sounds fucking miserable.
I still say that was the worst conditions I've ever played in.
Jeff, you were there because that night we went to a AA baseball game. And remember, we were just in the suite the entire time because it was so cold.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that was the night before?
That was the same day. That morning we played in the tournament. Then that night we went to the AA baseball game.
Oh, damn. That was a good day. That was a fun day then.
It was fun. The day before, me and Thurman played 9 holes just to get used to the course, and it was 85 degrees, and the next day it was a high of 30. But yeah,
so
it was
that
fun.
makes sense.
So Bill Murray's mainly upset. He's like, fuck, I'm not going to get my tip, am I? Because he is the most dead.
If I was 3 under with 3 holes to go, and I got struck by lightning and died, I think I'd be content.
Yeah.
Oh, 100%.
So has she heard through the grapevine about Danny's sexcapades, or what's the deal here? Is he going to have to come
No,
clean?
there's no social media right now, so.
Well, I didn't know if she got the scuttlebutt from some of the other caddies. I mean, word probably travels fast. He got caught at Judge Smales.
No, this is where she tells him she's pregnant, she thinks.
Well, I'm going to need a DNA test before we move forward here. Because
Girls
you've got
would
around.
do this from about age 17 to like 24 a lot.
And then the tears, right?
Yeah. She's like, well, I should have had my period 3 hours ago, so I'm pregnant. So
Okay, let's give it another day or two.
like,
Oh,
what?
Kind of seems like we're jumping the gun there.
Yeah.
I'm trying to time the snap count with that. Also, like, when they do this, I feel like it fucks up their period worse, right? When they get, like, super stressed out. And it's hard being a woman. I'm not saying that at all. I don't really know what I'm talking about. But the stress of all this can easily be a factor.
So stress does have causes on period. However, I mean, I could see a man just making that up just to buy himself a couple weeks.
Absolutely.
Land a trip to Mexico.
In my case, I'm not making it up because you have to have sex to get pregnant.
Yeah.
And this
You're just stressed. That's not where you're having your period. Like, by the way, I'm going to grow a beard and move to Mexico. You'll never see me again.
And I might change my name. Might. I can't believe how skinny his brother is here.
I bet he can't either when he watches this movie. Like, what the fuck happened?
Pick up that Kleenex. Oh, boy. So is that his nephew or his daughter that he just fucked? The judge's?
It's the judge's niece, I believe.
Oh, my bad. That's what I meant, yeah. He's like, I'll tuck in my shirt now that I'm in your office.
It's not the judge's nephew, Jeff. This was way before people just change genders.
I didn't assume his gender. So does the judge have an office at the golf course?
I think this is just like the golf course office, and the judge is probably using it.
Okay.
Have you ever been caught by like someone's dad?
Mm-hmm.
It's very awkward, isn't it?
Unfortunately, I was in a car in high school, and I was actually caught by the police. Because we didn't think about it. We were parked in a movie theater parking lot, and we were like the only car there.
Yeah.
It's pretty obvious what's going on. But that used to be like part of the fun, like finding a plate, because you couldn't go to like anybody's house. At least, like everybody's there. Parents are there.
It gave you an easy out. It's like, dude, the reason I came so fast is because I wanted to do it quick so the cops didn't come. I mean,
Right,
I
I'm
could
looking
last
at-
for hours.
I'm a team player. I understand the longer we're out here, it's a ticking time bomb. We're tickling fate by the balls. That's me being unselfish, if anything. If someone asked me you right now, what do you stand for? I'd be like, I honestly don't even understand that question.
I don't even know if I want to go to college or not, so.
Well, newsflash, Danny, if you're 17 and you're like, I know I've made some mistakes in the past. Like, it's a little early to have already fucked up your life, isn't it?
God, Lacey has had sex with a lot of people. And this
She's
movie's only an hour and a half long.
Oh, sorry that she's friendly and enjoys a nice water slide. Which are you supposed to go down that with the top on? I love the idea, like the setup of, I don't know if you can see it behind Judge Smales, if the camera goes there again. Like the golf clubs like that on the wall.
The crossing golf
I
clubs.
fucking love that.
Like when swords are crossing, like Game of Thrones did that a lot. Jeff's
Yeah.
never seen this show, but
I know about Khaleesi.
I mean, I've wanted to do that a lot, but of course Lauren Geiger just nixes it. She doesn't think it fits the scheme of our place, whatever the fuck that means. This is the greatest. So this is this preacher right now that just got, and he's like grown a beard. He's basically given up. It's fucking great.
Because you never ask a Navy guy if he's having another drink because it's nobody's goddamn business how many he's already had. I didn't ask for a tally, dude.
Excellency Fiddlesticks, my name's Fred, I'm just a man. He's like, you're bishop. He's like, there is no God. So
Dude,
good.
how bitchin' is a pool table? Like, and I'm not even a huge fan of pool, but it's just like, I don't know, man. It just makes me want to have.
If you're a member of the country club, man, you hang out there a lot because you can go to the pool, you play golf. Look at the fucking side action Dangerfield's got. You know she's paid by the hour.
She's She's a new hire at his company and wants to make her feel comfortable in town.
Secretary.
Just taking her out on a company dinner. No big deal, guys.
We'll expense this.
I mean, if I was a member of the country club, I'd golf there every fucking day. I'd play pool. I'd drink. I'd go to the pool. Like, you know, I'd do it all.
And then you come have dinner at night and you hang out at the bar upstairs, right? Like, what?
Yep.
That's the life, dude. This guy, now she's already grabbed onto this fucking bald guy. Okay, this was a thing that has dissipated over the years. Like, now guys will just shave their head. Guy to the right of the chick in the red.
Yeah.
What is that hairdo fooling? Does anyone think you can actually grow hair?
Yeah. What are you doing here?
He's just got the sideburns and the back of his head covered.
He's got some thick hair though. Just
that's
not
what I'm saying.
It
looks horrible though. Like nowadays, people realize you just got to shave that, right?
Yeah, you just gotta shave it.
That's horrible.
Like Scott Van Pelt told Tiger Woods, "You gotta come home."
Is that what he said?
Yeah, he told, like him and Tiger are boys, but he's just like, Tiger, you gotta come home. Like, come on.
That's incredible. Is she like on drugs? What's happening here?
She's happy.
I think she's just part 18.
She went from I'm not pregnant. Also, I've had several Vicodin. Oh. The first part excites me.
Whenever you're dating a girl and then you celebrate you're not pregnant, you're kind of like, this is over, huh?
Yeah, we're both too happy right now.
Yeah, like, you know, we're so happy we're not going to spend the rest of our lives together. Like, why should we spend the rest, you know, of these 3 months together?
Well, it's almost like if I'm this happy, we might as well take advantage of this happiness and not be together. Like, if we have sex even again, okay, one more time. But more than that, we're risking actually being stuck with this.
That's the J&B scotch he's pouring there. That's actually some pretty good stuff.
Classic. Yep.
Does Chevy Chase's character drink in this? Like, why did he shoot that?
Yeah.
Why did he throw the tequila behind his head when he was at the piano? Was it just a joke?
I think that's like a 1980s joke that was supposed to be funny. I'm not trying to be a douche, but I didn't think that was that funny. I don't know what that was about.
Wasting tequila is hilarious.
These are great too. If you ever played golf, you get drunk and you make bets that you probably shouldn't, and then the next day you have to fucking like, you got to man up and go.
You're like, I said I would beat him by 4 fucking strokes. Yeah, you said that to him. He scratched golf. He hasn't 2-putted since Nam, which I guess at this point would be like 8 minutes.
Thurman, what was that tournament? I think we were playing in a 4-man, and a couple of our other buddies were playing in front of us, and how many strokes did they want us to spot them in a 4-man scramble? Like, it was an absurd amount of strokes. I can't remember what it was.
Dude, in a scramble, you can't spot any fuck.
I know, a scramble, you don't spot many strokes, because even, like, I mean, I played in a lot of scrambles, especially, like, beer tournaments. Like, the worst player can help you out, like, three times, and that could be, like, 3 strokes, 4 strokes sometimes.
Yeah, they wanted to spot like 4 strokes or something. Like, it's a scramble.
It's like a
No,
scramble.
man, that's insane, dude.
You could put 4 people that only play golf 3 times a year in a 4-man scramble, and I bet they could shoot even.
Yeah.
Maybe 1 under.
Yeah, because only one of them has to hit a decent shot every fucking time.
Well, yeah, when you're sitting in the clubhouse after a scramble, and if you see someone comes in with a 72, you're like, they're not placing. It's not even close.
Okay, so I want your guys' opinion on this. We've talked about it a little bit in the beginning. The gopher, a lot of people say it's very polarizing. Harold Ramis admits it's either your least favorite part of this, or it just really works for you. For me, it really works. Like how it's like so over the top. It's lampoonish. Obviously, the interaction right now is absurd.
So Jeff, fun fact: didn't Harold Ramis realize that the 2 biggest stars didn't have a scene together, and he basically wrote this in?
Yeah, this is kind of tying into that. So Bill Murray filmed all of his scenes, including the famous scene with Chevy Chase, which was added towards the end of the script production process by Harold Ramis. There you go. In 6 days, most people expected them to have another confrontation, Murray and Chase, as they had during Chase's return to Saturday Night Live in 1975, years before. However, Ramis said they were professional and didn't show any signs of their alleged previous feud.
Kind of good for them.
Which let's just play the bias card. Let's give Murray the credit for that, because I bet Chevy Chase, based on what we've heard from him from every other source, probably showed up like, oh, you want to fucking fight?
I bet, and this was probably hard because Chevy was the star here. Bill Murray was really nothing, but now, I mean, as time went on, like, dude, Bill Murray's career has, like, every single year, I mean, he's still relevant for sure. Especially like Zombieland and stuff like that. Chevy Chase is really in nothing anymore. I think he was in a TV show for a while.
I think him being a dick has just kind of caught up to him.
Well, yeah, after a while, if you're not the most talented dude, like Joaquin Phoenix, they're like, okay, we'll deal with your shit because you're going to win an Oscar. But other than that, man, just like TJ, I think he's kind of like TJ Miller. I think that's a good comparison. You're a talented dude, but we can find other funny people that just aren't insane.
Yeah, I think the last thing I remember seeing him in was like the last installment of Family Vacation with Ed Helms.
Which is terrible.
Or was that who? Is that right?
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
It was Ed Helms, and he was like Rusty.
Yeah.
Yes. Is this your ball right here on my pizza? Yeah, you can play it through.
Gotta play it as it lies.
Sit down. I don't want to stick to anything.
It's so good.
I don't think so.
What is that?
It's just some homemade juice.
Don't get me wrong, man. I love my life. I love my wife. I love this place. But in another world, fuck yeah, I'd live in a garage outside of a nice golf course where I could just fucking wake up and go play 18.
Yeah, if they said they gave you a free round every day, I don't think it'd be tough to talk you into it.
Like, you just got to mow the fairways. You got to sit on your ass and mow the fairways, and after that, you can play as much golf as you want. Sign me up. I'll live in a garage.
He's studying manganese, and he's trying to better himself. Just open a curtain, and I'll be good. Carl has sweat stains in the weirdest parts of his clothes.
So good. Well, I think those are like dirt stains, maybe. I don't know. And he's like making a hybrid grass. He's like, yeah, the great thing, I mean, you can play 18 on this and then just get stoned to the bejesus belt on it afterwards.
Yeah, it really covers a lot of bases for us, is what I'm thinking. It's economical. Was this one of the first uses of the word bejesus?
Yeah, I think so, right? Probably.
Holy shit, that's a joint.
It's a Bob Marley joint. That is a joint, dude.
My God.
Yeah, that's fucked up.
Okay, I'm dead. Thank you. Yes, I'm high for the next 4 days. I forget all this vernacular cannonball.
Okay, now I'll take a swig.
Just to wash it down, Nate. You got to coat the throat.
And he calls it a cannonball, which I always kind of thought it was like fireball. I don't know what a cannonball is. I don't know what
Then one more of these right on top of it. It's a sandwich is what it is. What we're doing right now is layering.
Like, that looks like Cavassier or so. I don't know what kind of bottle that is.
It looks like an old school Italian wine bottle.
I love how he's like asking Carl, like, is he the marshal now too? Can I have a drop here?
He just want, in case he in case he posts this score, he wants someone that, can attest.
So this is a question you guys might know. Judge Smales at the very beginning of the movie, when he had his round with Danny, he signed his scorecard afterwards. Is that a thing that, like, regardless of what was happening, you just did as a gentleman's code way back in the day?
Yeah.
It's not much of a thing anymore.
Yeah, not really a thing anymore. I had a hole in one, and I had someone sign the scorecard. It just kind of is a thing. Like, I didn't know the guy, I just got paired with him. Now, I mean, if you're playing competitive golf, like in a tournament, you have to have the other people sign your score.
Right. I knew that, but this just seemed like a round on a Wednesday.
Yeah, this is just he's just getting a round in. But if you're trying to get an honest handicap, like whatever, you're back in the day before you could do it all electronically, you probably have to have someone sign your scorecard.
It was a different time, simpler time, really.
Because I believe when my dad was a member of the country club, I don't think he could post any score that he played by himself. Like, he had to have someone sign the scorecard for him to give to whoever the people were that made the handicaps.
Yeah. Was there someone, like, at the country club doing the handicaps?
Yeah, so you just drop your scorecard in this box once you came in, and then every Wednesday the guy would unload the box and then do it all up, and then I think handicaps are posted, like, every Monday morning or something.
Gotcha.
It's great.
Baller move, just pulling right up to the tee box. It's always kind of a dick move whenever people are pulling their golf carts up to the tee box or right around the green. Always pisses me off. Now, this had to be like the very beginning of mobile phones. I don't even know if mobile phones in the 80s were prevalent at that point. I don't even know if they had come up yet. Obviously, I think this one's just kind of a fake one. It looks exactly like a home phone that they had put into the bag.
So, Thurman, between Jeff, Brian, and Cycly, 3 holes, a par 5, par 4, par 3, playing down real golf, who would win?
Probably Horns.
I don't know, man. Last time we played the Bro 4 Squad Scramble, Horns' game wasn't as good as the first Bro 4 Squad Scramble.
That's what you were saying. Obviously, we're in different groups. And Banner actually is playing pretty well. He just doesn't play enough to be consistent.
I think Banner would get in his own head too much.
Oh, for sure. He definitely does that.
Just by knowing him. But
yeah.
Does Cycly play? I've never played with him.
He's not good, but he likes to go out and play.
Okay.
He's like me, probably. Maybe better
than Cycly.
This guy, okay, the African-American guy, what is his job here? I've just seen him. He was in the clubhouse, right?
He was shining the shoes, and I think he's just probably like, a hand. He does a lot of stuff.
Yeah, jack of all trades.
So I've never actually been a member at a country club, but is the locker room in this? Is that as big of a part of the
Yeah, you get your own locker.
Oh, for sure, yeah. Because that's like one of the perks, like you can like just keep clothes in there, keep your shoes. So if you're at work, you can just go straight there and like have shit to like play around.
You can even keep your clubs in there if you want.
If it's big enough to put a bag in there, you can put your bag in there and just keep it at the clubhouse.
Which is awesome. It's a beating putting your clubs in your car all the time.
So yeah, the car I drive right now, I have to take my driver out of my bag to put in my trunk. It won't fit. So the next car I get, that's going to be like one of my prereqs. Is like I have to take my clubs with me to make sure they fit properly.
Dude, I guarantee you they've seen that before. They're like, we actually get this a lot.
So do you have your clubs in your car all the time?
I try not to, especially the hot summers we have here, and it being a black car, because it kind of fucks up the grips. But I've been guilty of it every once in a while.
So I have my clubs in my car every single day, but I take them in and out every morning. So every time I go to work, I have a backpack full of shit in my clubs because I never know when I'm going to get done with work. And then sometimes if it's a nice day, I'm like, dude, I'm going to go to the range. But I would never leave my clubs in my car because if they got stolen, I don't know what I'd do. Like, I'd be really depressed for a while. and the grip thing too, because grips are expensive.
That's how you get out of a trap right there. Jesus.
That's a good, that was a good swing by Dr. Beeper.
I think I may have talked about this with some other fellow people we golf with, but if my car got stolen, I honestly wouldn't be that mad if my car got stolen and they left my clubs just sitting.
Yeah. I honestly wouldn't either. If my car got stolen, I'd be like, okay, cool. I can find another Chevy Malibu that kind of looks, but some of your clubs, you're just like, and it's a mental thing. You're like, man, I got this set just exactly the way I want it. And
yeah,
it's just, because finding a car, you're like, okay, that looks the same. We'll get it. But finding a driver or a putter, like when I bought my new putter, I putted with it literally for 2 hours at this PGA Superstore just to feel, I'm like, okay, I kind of like this thing. I'm going to buy it.
Plus, dude, if your car gets stolen, like the cops are going to find it eventually. Your clubs, you don't know. You may never get those back.
Yeah. It's a more personal thing.
What are they spying on this guy for?
They're just betting to see if he's going to pick his nose than eat it, I think.
Yeah, once they found out that there's gambling going on the course, they're like, fuck it, let's bet on everything.
Okay, so it's still disallowed, right? It's just all like kind of under the table. That makes you want to do it even more.
Which in a golf group that happens all the time. You might be playing Wolf or have money games, but on a par 3, someone will be like, hey man, $10 close to the pin, and everyone will be like, okay, in.
I don't like the tan golf glove at all.
Yeah, it's throwing me off. I'm like, does he have a glove on? I can't tell.
I hate the color, like the green golf glove or the black golf glove. Like, no, I don't like those at all. Just stick generic.
I used to have like an orange one, as Nate could probably understand, but it just got torn up so quick.
I want the most simplistic golf glove. I just want it all white, really nothing on it.
So Dr. Beeper, if you didn't say, like, he got beeped and he's like, no, you're in this. He's like, well, it's probably just a routine procedure. Like, someone else can handle it. I hate when work calls me when I'm golfing. I'm like, I'm sure this isn't as important as me, getting up and down from this bunker.
This can wait until tomorrow morning.
So I get maybe we got the timeline a little bit stretched out because according to the fact that I had from IMDb, it says that Chase's return to SNL was in 1975. But I'm confused. Did he leave and come back as a cast member, or was that when he left and maybe came back as a host?
I think he might have came back as a host because I think he left on really bad terms. He's only there for a year. And then I think he came back as a host or maybe a cast member. I'm not sure. But he was not on Saturday Night Live for that long.
Let me look up when the first vacation was, because I'm trying to think. It's one thing for him to come back as a host.
First vacation was in the 80s too.
Well, it had to have been after this, right?
That was 83. Yeah. So I'm wondering if he would have come back as a host in 75, what would he have done of note that he would have been host? What was his movies before Caddyshack, I guess?
I think this was his first big film.
So why would he have hosted in 70?
I bet he came back. Did they even have hosts back then? I bet he just came back.
I think they had just guest stars in there, in the skits.
And his big claim was he was President Ford. I know that on Saturday Night Live.
Yeah. Yeah, he did a movie called Foul Play in 1978, but then it was Caddyshack, like that.
Okay.
Yeah, Danny's got a really good spine lean.
Yeah, he does. He holds that follow through.
Nice little flowing swing. He's got a follow through kind of like a Colin Montgomery.
Yeah.
His head down, which is my fucking problem.
It's a nice little bunker shot there.
You can't fake some of this. Chevy Chase actually had to hit that,
Yeah.
He had to get it up in the air.
Look how good a shape Chevy Chase is in, too. He's not in a very good shape right now.
No, that's bad.
Matt, you bring up an interesting point. In 1980, do you think you could have been a sex symbol and a comedic icon? Because I don't think you could have been both.
Burt Reynolds was funny. Smokey and the Bandit.
I don't know, man, but I think of Even The Longest Yard, that. He was viewed as kind of a more serious. I feel like you had to look goofy to be funny back in 1980.
Yeah, it's a tough dynamic to grasp.
Nowadays, it's Ryan Reynolds, Chris Hemsworth, John Hamm. All those guys can do both, and they're funny and good looking. But I don't feel like back then audiences were able to consolidate. Okay, I want to have sex with you, but also you're making me laugh.
Women are attracted to funny guys, I've been told.
Who knows?
Draw there by Noonan.
Why did he fall? What?
Because he just hates the shot.
Oh. Bill Murray is
ended up right
ridiculous.
Right in the middle of the fairway.
Murray is absurd.
They should never remake this movie, by the way.
Is that a thing that's been discussed?
Jeff, probably. I mean, every movie has been remade, so.
Yeah, you're right. God, that'd be horrible. Even if they did like the 21 Jump Street version, where it's like in the same universe and they kind of make fun of remakes.
I don't know. I don't think it should ever be remade.
I
would like more golf movies. We actually don't have that many golf movies when you think about it.
That's a really good point. What was the last
Bagger Vance, Happy Gilmore, Tin Cup, and this is about it, I think.
And Bagger Vance was what, like 2001?
Yeah.
Yeah, something like that. Got the greatest game ever played.
Was that the Shia LaBeouf one?
Yeah.
Was that well received?
Yep.
It was.
I've never seen that.
That was like Shia's heyday, like right before Transformers, if I remember right, where people were like, "Damn, dude, this dude has some skills."
Yeah, that's how he kind of got the Transformers role, I feel like.
Before he went on like his shit-faced tirades at bowling alleys.
God, I love Shia LaBeouf.
He's insane.
His Thurman, have you seen his Hot Ones?
Oh, for sure.
It makes me uncomfortable.
His
Yeah.
what?
So there's a YouTube video series called Hot Ones where this guy asks celebrities questions while eating very hot wings. It's pretty funny. You should look it up. Shia LaBeouf is really
Geiger,
good.
you were gonna watch these all night. Margot Robbie has one. There's probably 100 of them. Everybody's
Theron. Oh,
but they get really honest answers because as they eat the hot wings, like the heat of the food makes them like distracted, and they give like really honest answers.
Okay.
But the whole time on Shia LaBeouf's, Thurman, correct me if I'm wrong or if you feel differently, but I feel like he just feels like he's so close to snapping the whole time.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, he's on the edge, and he feels like he's going to do something ridiculous.
The Paul Rudd one is incredible. So he was on like some diet for some role. So he was eating, instead of hot wings, fried cauliflower.
Yeah.
Buffalo cauliflower. And so they made it like extra hot. And so the answers you get from Paul Rudd are like incredible.
And Paul Rudd is just one of my favorite people in the world anyway, so.
And then Charlize Theron says fuck maybe 4,000 times on her version.
Yeah, you get a lot of candid responses too. It's great.
Margot Robbie, an Australian accent, she eats the fourth one. Oh my god! Is there anything but fire in this?
So we're at $80,000. That's a shit ton of money back then.
Oh my god, that's...
I mean, that's a ton now, but I mean, that's a lot of money for a fucking 2-on-2. They're playing best ball, I believe.
Thurman, this is your gift, right?
Yes, I was about to say, yeah. Well, we're waiting.
We're waiting.
I'll sometimes send that to people if I like send a text and they don't reply fast enough.
Yeah, Thurman's good at the gifts and text. The other one you taught me that I use is the George Clooney from The Descendants, where he like peeks his head up. It actually looks like you're on like an elevated green and he's peeking at you.
I think that's from Burn After Reading, isn't it?
Oh, really? Okay, maybe I don't know why I thought it was The Descendants.
Actually, I've never seen The Descendants, so I don't know. I think that's what it's from. I can't remember. But yeah, great gift.
Danny,
I've never made a putt short. God damn it.
Didn't fucking hit it. He didn't fucking hit it.
So I doubt there's any truth behind this, but I saw this randomly one time. If there's a putt on the lip like that, what you do is go stand over it and put your shadow over it, and it like makes the grass lay down, and then it'll fall in. I don't think it's true.
Don't you get like 30 seconds or something?
Yeah, the official rule is like you have like 10 seconds, then you can walk over to it, and then you get another 10 seconds while you're standing there. So you have about 30 seconds probably.
So if you like, I would take my time walking over, right?
Oh, for sure, yeah.
Like it would be the most methodical walk in the history.
Couldn't you mark it and then remark it and just try to put the ball a little bit?
Can you mark it on the lip though?
Is that a Patrick Reed question?
Would you want that to count if you marked it on the fucking lip?
I don't know.
There's no way.
If you mark it on the lip, you have to place it back. If it came to rest on the lip and you marked it, you'd have to make it rest on the lip again.
Yeah.
You can't mark it on the lip, dude. You'd be like banned.
I'm not saying throw it in. I'm saying mark it on the lip and then take it off, and hopefully it'll just fall in. I don't know.
You can't. I don't know. If you mark it on the lip, you'll forever be known as that guy.
Yeah. As I said, it's a Patrick Reed question. They made a new ditch, too, on that hole. 2 of them, actually.
Yeah, Bill Murray's like, well, we got some new water hazards. I actually wasn't given approval to do
second
any
one.
of this. Who was in it from the first one?
No one.
No one?
It's. I don't even think Bill Murray is. It's
Jeff.
It's unwatchable. Let me get
How does it even try to tie itself into this?
Actually, I think they replaced Rodney Dangerfield with a new actor.
Oh my god.
Back in the 80s, we thought we could do that, and no one would care.
This Gopher wins, dude. Like, let's just tip our caps and wave the white flag.
Oh, Chevy
Winner.
Chevy Chase is in it. I didn't know that. Dan Aykroyd, Randy Quaid.
Oh my god.
Pre-crazy.
Diane Cannon.
Diane Cannon? Who's that?
Yeah, Randy Quaid has gone off the rails.
Wow, that was Caddyshack, guys. Gopher wins.
Caddyshack.
And the Gopher wins.
One of the greatest golf movies ever. In Thurman's top 3, and there's only 4 golf movies, so that shows you how good it is.
I mean, in his list, though, I would put it third, too.
The 2 in front, I really love.
That's why I have a problem with anybody that puts Happy Gilmore over this.
Well, we're gonna have issues once we can actually come face to face.
I know
again.
that's Banner's favorite movie ever, which is weird, but
Favorite non-Michael Bay movie
yeah.
ever.
Favorite
lack of
non-Michael Bay
explosions.
movie that's not about a book. Ever.
We should do on one of our upcoming episodes a battle royale of golf movies where everyone brings one to the
There'll
table.
only be 4, so.
Well, Thurman even brought up. I mean, Bagger Vance, I feel like is slept on.
Well, that's what I said. There's Caddyshack, Happy Gilmore, Tin Cup, Bagger Vance. What else is there?
Greatest game ever
Greatest
played.
game.
I've never seen that. I don't think I'd like it.
I think you were gonna call it stupid before you said you've never seen it.
I don't like
Bold
golf
statement.
movies about when they're in the 1920s, I guess. Bagger Vance is a little different because it got Bobby Jones in it and Walter Hagen, which is kind of cool. But
You know what we need is like the Tiger Woods biopic movie. Michael B. Jordan as Tiger Woods.
True.
he's just jacked out of his mind. Tiger Woods that ripped. But
Who
okay.
would play Elin? Who's like
Margot
super...
Robbie.
Oh, Robbie.
Woo! Let's go! Oh my god. That
He
just
played
fucking...
Phil Mickelson.
You had that locked and loaded.
Yeah, I know. Now I'm starting to think of other golfers who had Phil Mickelson can be played by
Who would play his dad? James Earl Jones is too old.
James Earl Jones could play Earl Woods. Have you seen Earl Woods?
No, that's what I'm saying. He looks exactly like Earl Woods, but James Earl Jones. Let's be real. If this doesn't get
Forrest Whitaker.
Yeah, I was gonna say Forrest Whitaker.
It's a great one.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. Man, now I'm just gonna be thinking about
I love how we turn this into an episode really quick where we're typecasting
current
a fictitious
golfers.
movie that's not even in
I was gonna
production.
say now we need to cast Marco Mira, kind of his mentor who passed the green jacket to him. Who's that?
Danny DeVito as Butch Harmon.
So Marco Mira, that would have to be
Danny McBride is John Daly.
the personality and everything he could pull
But
off.
he doesn't look like him at all. You're right.
Yeah, that'd be a tough one.
Marco Mira is actually kind of an important role in this. I can see Bradley Cooper as Phil.
Like a younger, the younger Phil. Yeah.
Because Phil was skinny back then.
Yeah.
Well, if we want to go to the '99 Masters, is it '99 or '97?
97 is the first one he won.
Okay,
Who's going to play
97.
all of the sluts he banged?
Who's gonna play the Waffle House waitress?
All of them.
Could we get an actual Waffle House
Guy
waitress?
was like, I know what I want, and you're not it.
Yeah.
He's the casting
It's going to
director.
turn into a porno pretty quick, so
This is going off the rails quickly.
All right, guy,
no
you're the
gold
host.
make it. Well, oh shit, I'm hosting. We've been the Broforce Squad. You can check out everything. Our website, broforcesquad.com. We're also on YouTube and iTunes, so follow us on there. At Broforce Squad is our Twitter handle, so tweet at us. And we're also on Redbox or whatever, Letterbox that Jeff.
Yeah.
What's the other thing we're on, Jeff?
Letterbox is this thing set up like a Walgreens where you can go rent a DVD.
Check us out on Anchor too. So for Thurman, I'm Geiger. He's Hornacek. We'll catch you later. Go enjoy the 19th hole.
No. Damn, that Tiger Woods biopic has my dick hard.
I'm going to be thinking about that all night. Not that I wouldn't already be thinking about Tiger Woods all night.
Right.